Test. Hey, there we are. Hey, folks, how's it going? It's a Friday, and I'm back. That's my camera needs a slight adjustment. That's not where I left it. It's got knocked. Yeah, that'll have to do. It's not quite the right place. It'll do for now. I hope everyone's had a good couple of weeks. It's been a little while since a little while since I've streamed. I've been to the Download Music Festival. It's been an awesome week off. Enjoyed it very much. We're back. We're going to do some game dev on Unity. Been looking forward to this. It's been a while since I've been able to even really think about this, let alone do anything. But I see you, bots. I saw you popped in there. Thank you for dropping in. I'm assuming you're coming back, so I'll speak to you in a little bit. Let's get a little bit of music, non-copyrighted type of music going. That should do us. Get the audio going. Grasspop stream still unstable. Can barely watch Alter Bridge. Yeah, I kept getting little bits of Alter Bridge, but I've muted it for now, as I don't want any strikes. Which is unfortunate. But it's good that you can pick up the stream. It's just a shame that it's not stable right now. At this point, they're just bullying for not buying tickets. Yeah, is it supposed to be a legit stream, or is it kind of like no input signal? Oh yeah, it's official. Wow. Just decided to press. It works. There's proof it works. Just decided to press random buttons. Yeah, they probably put the junior work experience person onto the broadcast. Never used OBS before. Just keeps pushing stuff and go, no. Also emotes, but for now only angry. Those are still the awesome angry emotes. Bot has re-arrived. What's up, Soup Gang? Hey Bot, how's it going? Thank you for dropping in before I fully went live. Do appreciate that. Just had to rearrange a few things because stuff has got moved around, so it was a little bit late making sure everything's back where it should be. It's good to see you all. And I say it's been a good week off. I've enjoyed myself. Got to walk the dog a little bit earlier so I can watch COF in full. Nice. And Ben now, what's up? Glad to hear. Right, let's move over to Unity. So this... Hey, there's Super Scammer. So in about 5-10 minutes. Cool. Okie dokie. Let's minimize code. So I'm pretty happy with how this is. It seems stable. It's not finished, but it is stable. To my knowledge, I gave it a quick test there. I compiled it and ran it, and it seemed to be fine. But there's certain improvements I'd like to do. One being the audio needs a little bit of sorting out. So we can work on a little bit of audio. This menu, rather than saying main menu, I think I should get rid of the main menu and just put the game title at the top, because it's kind of obvious it's a main menu. So probably just put revolt overthrow. But I could do with putting a logo together really for that. And just have that logo at the top. And then it's quite obvious that it's like new game, continue, options, quit. It's a menu. Let me just flex my Godot superiority. I just downloaded the latest update for Godot, which added so much QOL and amazing quality of life, amazing features. Guess what the size of Godot executable is now? It's gotta be still tiny, I reckon. Hey Michelle, good to see you. Hi. It's been a while, yes. Yeah. Had a nice week off. I know how light Godot is. You say Godot can run in a browser. That's amazing. I do have some Godot 101 lessons I can watch. Mind-boggling 144 meg. I know, insanely big. That's crazy. Humongous. It really is one of the most accessible game engines out there. Yeah, I've been tempted to just kind of make a prototype in Godot just to kind of get a feel. Also, the Godot version 1.0 compressed is 8.9 meg. Wow. Very portable then. Game dev I subscribe to is finally posted a second devlog after a year. Oh wow, anticipation. Yeah, once I get going with the next project, I will do proper devlog type of stuff. Just if nothing more than to document the process for my own kind of purpose. If anyone cares to follow along, it's up to them. But this project isn't. It was never supposed to be serious. And I tried to devlog in my Discord. It was mainly kind of a less of a devlog and more of a progress report kind of thing, which is kind of a devlog, I know, but just kind of keep an eye on the track of where things are. Really got you on edge, I bet. This boom suddenly update. It's gone from a 8.9 meg zip to a 72 meg zip. This shows you how much they've added to Godot over the years. That's 12 years then, from version 1 till now. I'm going to delete the main menu. This has no bearing on anything. Gone. That menu's gone. So yeah, I need to kind of get into Photoshop and design a logo for the game. And once I'm happy with the visuals of the game, I can replace this background with a screenshot. Who made the title screen? So this image in the background, I cheated and just got something from AI to give me a feel of what the background would look like. So this is kind of what I want, but I don't want the AI to be in there when I fully release it. But it's basically, I wanted to represent the fact that you're just a villager, not a knight or a soldier, as this seems to be depicting, but a villager loading up a trebuchet, thrown into the castle. Dog walk. We'll be back in time. Incredible. Oh, cool. Hey, we're back. I'll see you both shortly. You gonna stream the photoshopping? Yeah. Yeah, Photoshop's already loaded into my OBS scenes, so you guys can see what I'm up to as well. It's criminal how much bigger it became. I don't got the space for that. Same dude that hasn't got cleaned his PC since installing a hutch. Yeah. Yeah, I need to clean up my PC. I've got so many things. It's mainly archiving stuff. And just deleting stuff I don't need here and there. But most of the stuff I intend to keep is just kind of archiving it together properly. Made a fairly acceptable shader in Blender yesterday. It's cell shaded, hatched shading, rim lighting, painted these strokes. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Little cheat here and there is fine game. Yeah, like I needed a background for this, and sort of I just ran a couple of attempts on AI to give me something close. This is close enough. It kind of shows a castle. This is not a trebuchet. This is at most a cart. So AI is rubbish, and it's not even like it kind of looks like it would be a trebuchet, but it's not. It is just a few planks of wood and some wheels. But it's a good stand-in for now. There's nothing wrong with putting stand-ins into sort of in place for game dev. The idea being you replace them before it goes live. But yeah, the idea. What I would like to do is recreate this scene, but in engine, so to speak, and then get a good angle and screenshot it. So I would like to recreate this scene in objects, but I need to get the right kind of scene and the graphics, and maybe work on a shader to give it a nice bit of polish. And then I can screenshot it. For my game to make the logo, I need to make a robot head in Blender before making the logo, but I'm scared to go there. Just give it a go, bot. Even if it looks crap to start with. Make a rubbish looking robot head and then make it better. You can't make it better if it doesn't exist. So one thing bit of advice I read some time ago is make what you want exist first, then work on making it better. I use AI to make anatomy modeling references. I can't yet draw reliable enough human from all the angles, and it's hard to find simple reference. Yeah, it's a minefield trying to find decent references out there. I've actually purchased a anatomy book on Kickstarter, so that's going to be quite useful for me, because I'm rubbish. I can't draw sort of anatomy at all. Also, I don't know if you all saw, but OpenAI is bleeding money, so the AI bubble, yes, bubble is close to popping. Nice. I'm going to try that. Nice idea. I'm practicing it. Yeah, but definitely, if there's any advice for anything you're working on, and you don't think you're not good, or this could be bad if you give it a go, just make it exist first and then work on making it better. So that's basically what I've done with this game. I made a game exist, and I've been spending time just reworking stuff, going over stuff I've already done, but making it better. I do enjoy drawing people sometimes, though I'll admit it's mostly something Yo adjacent. You have Discord now. Nice. You're welcome to join the Discord. I'll definitely get you in there if you sort of click on the link below. My game is closest to release than ever before. I would say I'm about 65% now, so I'm excited for sure. Gonna grind after watching stream. Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to seeing. I keep trying to keep an eye on updates and stuff. But yeah, it's just keep working on stuff. That's kind of where I wanted to go with this game. Like, I wanted a game that I could keep working on to know I could make a game, and sort of understanding how the engine works and kind of playing with mechanics and now I know when I start the next project, I know what the limitations are. I'm not going to go, oh, let's make this fantastic thing, and then go, how? And then do about 10 different attempts before realizing, yeah, it's not as possible as I thought it was. But now I know how easy certain things are and what is possible and better ways of doing stuff. But you gain over time anyway. Even after I make the next project, I'll have more information I can make another project with. It's just kind of a loop cycle. Mainly getting the visual stuff to work with the code. Yeah. Well, that's the most exciting thing for me, is that taking something that you see and making it change with code. Like typing words changes something you're looking at. It's a very cool piece of magic if you really think about it. Just speaking incantation onto the code screen, and it just does things. Yeah, it was basically just gay art. Oh, nice. Hey, there you are, Michelle. Let's give you some roles in the Discord. So, add roles. You are a game dev. What other roles do we have? Dev delight as well, yeah. Cool. So you got you now have roles to say that you are a game dev and you like to watch game dev stuff. So welcome into the Discord, Michelle. Good to see you. But that's cool. I know there's all those more niche. And so I have a friend who has always done kind of art kind of stuff, and she's always been inspired by Lion King. She always used to love drawing Lion King, and so she's not really kind of marked herself as furry, but she likes to draw animal versions of herself and people she knows. But she's not directly said that sort of probably for stigma, but sort of. But she likes to kind of sort of draw animal versions of people. They're all very cool. But yeah, so heavily inspired by Lion King. Makes sense, yeah. Posted a screenshot of the shelves before watching the stream, and I found funny that I'm not sure if the other people would find it funny, but we'll see. Yeah, just throw it out there. So some people will be on that level. I also found the website originally a GitHub repo with sick wallpapers I was sharing in Discord last stream. Ooh, yeah, please do. Yeah. Let's have a look at the art. Blender stuff. Oh. Oh, wow. I'm liking these. Very cool scenes. Thank you. Yeah, it's good. Very good, Michelle. No, I like it a lot. Very talented. So I need to get up to that kind of level eventually. I've come from my starting foundation is code. So I'm moving from code into 3D design, artwork. Well, and I've got sound design. So I have coding and sound design. That's my foundations. I'm now kind of building up 3D design and art on top of that, and bringing it together to make a game. I'm starting to try and do writing, like narrative writing. Again, not a writer, but I've done a little bit. I've written stage scripts. I've the small short stuff, short story things. So this making a video game brings all that kind of skill together. Practice a lot. Yeah, I suppose you just keep going, keep practicing. Eventually, I know I'll get there eventually. I'll find a few screenshots of shaders I've made. I have an anime shader, comic painterly and painterly. Ooh, those are cool. But I love that you can have like a full anime style in Blender, because Blender's just kind of known for just very bland stuff generally, or ultra 3D realistic. But to get something that looks like it's been drawn in a photo or drawing app, but it is in fact 3D. Yeah, it's disappointing to be honest. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you can actually get that effect, especially if it's animated as well, like in Blender. Do your animations in Blender with a nice comic shader. Very cool effects. So like there's a movie, Sin City, did a very good job of doing comic book, dark noir comic book style visuals, but as a movie. And that, I really did enjoy the way that looks, and keep it true to the original source. I wasn't at my PC, but I had the earphone and I overheard MHR post their work in Discord. Yeah, in the art room in my Discord. Have a look at the Blender stuff. It's not super hard to make, but it's just shader knowledge, which is difficult. Not downplaying it. But I wish more people had my interest in shaders. Yeah, shaders seem to make all the difference. Like, you can have a very mundane looking object. You put a decent shade on it, that's a cool looking object. They make all the difference. So I'd like to eventually kind of start learning shaders and play around. Like, I've done a little bit in Blender just to get texture shaders. And that's cool in itself, just to throw a texture on something, like a dynamic texture. Also, something I find myself doing a lot while in Blender is say to myself, damn, it's crazy this is a free software. Yeah. That just giving you all these powerful tools for free is amazing. It's insane. Lighting and shaders carry the visuals of a game. Yeah. Lighting in general, lighting can make or break something. If you have no lighting, like in any form of media, visual media, you've lost it basically. Be right back. I see amateur work. Okie dokie, yes. Oh, shaders, nice. Oh, that's a cool. Yeah, like looking at those, I'd say those have been drawn. Like the sphere, but the last sphere still has an element of 3D to it. But the first two, you could say that's just been drawn on an art software, not in Blender. So that's amazing. Awesome shaders. Yeah, I'll get there eventually. I'm gonna practice shaders as a later stage kind of skill, because Yeah, this game in itself, very bland. Very bland. Which one? The painterly-ish one or the slime? Slime looks like you've drawn it in an art program. Like you've literally got a digital brush and you've drawn it. Like the pale blue one sort of looks like it's drawn as well. The greeny turquoise still looks a little bit 3D. So that one I could believe is in Blender. But the other two, if you told me you drew that in art software, I'd believe you. So to get that kind of shader look in a 3D software is awesome. I do find games with like cartoony painted shaders be very cute, very wholesome. I mean, Michelle, hats off to you. My jaw legit dropped when I saw those screenshots. Amazing piece of work. Yeah, they're very talented. Oh, thank you. No problem. Yeah, I think I need to do some Photoshop stuff here. So let's go save. So what I need to do is get some audio into here. Let's go to the audio. Is it that audio? My folder organization is atrocious. Starting in 10 minutes. Welcome back, Jeff. Cradle of Filth. It's amazing. I didn't even know Cradle of Filth was still going, you know. One of those classic metal bands that just seemingly just keeps going. Where did I put the audio files? It's not in that audio folder. Ah, maybe this audio folder at the top. And strongly as well. At least the latest album was amazing. Now just waiting for them to take stage. Nice. Yeah, I've seen a few older bands. You go, well, considering their peak notoriety was like 30 years ago, at least. I think 40 years ago. Yeah, probably about 40 years ago. 34 years ago, and they're still able to do it. There's bands that will be hits today that are gone by the end of the year, but that's kind of like modern industry. Never seen you swear as much in your message, by the way. It was warranted, I think. Hugs on here. Games have something in common. Absolute crazy file tree. Yes. I am disorganized in every part of my life, including this. Like, this is probably not as bad. Like the models here in the castle. Like, if I close this up, that castle is a library import, but still, this could be a lot better. I could organize this better. It started off okay. Like projectiles, I could bring this down. But yeah, when I go to start the next project, I'm going to make all the folders that I've made here, but in a better kind of structure. Again, this gives me an idea what kind of folders I would need, and therefore I would know how to lay them out. But yeah, I'm generally not organised. But I've acquired a lot of files to use in the actual game. I was trying to keep my files clean, but site is out. Amazing. Naming was consistent. Folders were used for what they were made for, but now we don't talk about the foldering. Yeah. It gets to a stage, you go, oh, I'll just throw it in that folder for now, and I'll organise it later. And later never comes. Never happens. Right, go to level 1. Oh yeah, still need to do the key mapping. So key mapping and pausing on menu open. That of course requires to rework the timer. It's not even organised later, it's more, I think that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, you kind of try and pigeonhole stuff and go, well, this kind of goes with that stuff, so I'll put it there. It's like scripts, for instance. I got a folder with scripts, and then I made a subfolder for scriptable objects. Now, scriptable objects are scripts in some way, but they're also objects. But then because I've got scriptable objects inside that, I can then have categories of scriptable objects. But then are these the scriptable objects and scripts should be separate? I don't know. Maybe in my next project I'll separate them up. But I guess what? It's not. I forget about some folders a lot of times. That's fair. I think this is fairly organised. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me sometimes. Like materials, yeah, they're in the right place. Input system, that's empty. I don't even need that there. Imports, images, audio, recovery. Oh, this must be when it's every time it's crashed. Never understood why in my youth all the goth and metal girls around me were in love with Danny Filth. Always looked like a goblin to me. Yeah. Alexei they also liked. I got that. Yeah, I think it's something to do with confidence and presence, isn't it? You realise it's less about a person's look and more about their presence. Danny Filth is an ugly goblin gremlin that makes high noises. Yeah, it seems to be a trope that a lot of women like vocalists in bands. They seem cool and all this. Oh, this is recovery, so I don't need any of this. I don't need it. There's nothing I've lost, and therefore I do not need to recover anything. Gone. So should we do key bindings? Key bindings would be interesting. Oh, he's back. Welcome back, Lisa. I saw the emotes. You saw the best emotes. But not trigger the. I think my bot's not working properly. I updated Mix It Up bot before the stream, and it just doesn't seem to be working. Oh, by the way, your climate change is real. It's June. It's normally cold and dry, but when I say cold and dry, I mean cold and dry. For the past 2 days, heavy rain, like heavy rain, even a bit of hail. Yeah. Yeah, it's not normal weather right now. Like, it's either unseasonably hot or unseasonably stormy, which comes from the heat as well. So basically, there's a lot of heat, more so than there should be. But yeah, I fully believe. There's no doubting. Especially if you're someone who's into statistics and numbers, it becomes very apparent. First side of this, my cats all sleep in bed again. Oh, nice. Yeah, I occasionally have my cat sleep in my bed. But he has his favourite spots. But if I'm the only person in the house, he comes and sleeps with me. I'm kind of like a secondary option, really. Yeah. Can't see this on stream, but I'm adding an action to the input system. Let's call this main menu, and then we'll go action options, action projectiles, action hints, I don't really need show controls, do we? Probably not. These emotes are stuck on the screen. Oh, they are. Yeah, there's definitely some weird stuff going on the bot. Go keyboard. Probably because Lisa scams so much, yeah. You scam the bot. Right, where's escape? Escape, there we go. That only sounds like a rabid chihuahua that's choking. Seems a fair fair description. The binding, and now we want that binding to be on a controller. Where's the controller? So if I hit main menu. What would be the main menu? Because main menu's got to be back, isn't it? Probably we go listen and type that button. Select. Yeah. Do that. Options. Options. What key on the keyboard should the options be? O? O for options. Let's go O for options. Another binding. And start for options. The fucking slaying though. Listen to the old chubby chihuahua in corpse paint. Right, so O on the keyboard is options, or start on the gamepad is options. Projectiles. Projectiles. P, I suppose. P for projectiles. And then we'll add a binding. So A on the gamepad is launch. Probably shoulder. For projectiles. Right shoulder. Hints. For a hint, probably H for hint. Seems reasonable. And then on the gamepad, probably the other shoulder. Left shoulder for the hint. Cool, I think that's okay for the input system. So let's bind these to buttons. Welcome to learning the alphabet with HogJunkie. Now we'll learn A, B, and C. Edit the keyboard binding script. Rock camera reticle. So launch performed, launch cancelled. I don't fully understand this bit of code. So this was probably copied from a tutorial. And I just kind of changed it to suit. If one unity is unity and two unities or uniti or octopi, like octopi, or do I need to start taking my meds again? I'd say unities. Ah, Trinity. Good point, Amateur. Actually, if unity means uni is in one. Valid. Ah, bot again. Sorry about it. Auto modding, yeah. So 3 is Unity, yeah. Unity, Volunty, etc. Yeah, I suppose the origin of the word unity is sort of kind of together as one, isn't it? Or Dynity, Trinity, Quadrinity. If you want to go into etymology, yeah, that sounds more kind of in keeping with the the etymology of it all. I could beat up Daniel. I'm sure you probably could. Don't want to, but I could. Yeah. It's good to know that in the back of your mind. Jeff Array, are you okay? Vocalist of Kubakai Khan. Don't know about that. Oh no. Yeah, that guy is beefy. Like, before I even knew where they were from, I just looked at him and go, that guy is from Texas. I can tell that the meat on that man. Something about the Texans, they just seem to be built. The what? Yeah, Kublai Khan TX? Metal band from Texas. Yeah, vocalist is built. There's a lot of man there. It kind of looks like he burns about 100 calories just to turn his head. There's no saving that. Input action. That's what I'm looking for. Let's make some more input actions. Exit. Rather than exit. Exit's a good one, but we go main menu. I need to make a main menu function. Game manager. So I think the game manager has, because game manager doesn't exist. I like how it's even put in a debug.log and then commented it out as part of the AI suggestion. We'll leave that for the moment. I love foliage, but there is so many vertices. Oh yeah. Yeah, foliage I've seen as a good example of how LODs come into play. Like, so you take a tree, for instance, like you have a tree with like 4 different LODs, depending how close you are as to how many vertices you want to actually have loaded on the model. And it's pretty cool to think, yeah, so you have a low vertice model if you're at a greater distance. But the setup of that, to actually have 4 different models and load them depending on distance. Let's go through this listing. Main menu options. Download a lot of foliage from Polyhaven, and the LODs come in so clutch. Nice. Yeah, I've not actually worked with anything with LODs from scratch, but I've downloaded stuff with it already there, which has been cool to look at. Don't fully understand the setup of them, but it doesn't look too complicated. As in, I reckon I could pick it up if I just spent some time. Options, projectiles. And hints. Battlefield be going hard. Nice. Yeah, that works for now. Goes under UI controls. Yeah, so this is where I need to kind of pick up this stuff. Do I need to bring the UI controls into keyboard controls? Or can I just pick this up? In my opinion, when you're very passionate about a game, you're purely making a game because you love your idea and you sink in a lot of hours perfecting it to your standards. You're almost guaranteed success. That's a good way to look at it. Like, people can tell if you put a lot of time and care into something. Usually if they're looking at that. Some people will gloss over and go, it's not what I enjoy, therefore it is not good. Which is the wrong attitude, really. Is that rather say it's not something I enjoy, but I can appreciate that it is good. It is just not something I would indulge in. But a lot of people go, well, this is a great game for what it is. Unless it's hella niche, yeah. Even then people go, well, this game is so unique. It has to be played for the experience. Like you say, well, I don't play, I only played one type of game, but this game was so unique in its approach, I just had to. And I like niche games, really. Like the immediate kind of unique experience type game that springs to mind is a game called Viewfinder, as in the little window you look through on a camera. Because that is the main, well, pretty much the only mechanic really in the game, is that you hold a camera and you take a photo and you get a Polaroid style. You'll love Viewfinder. It's an awesome game. If you're not aware of it, you can have a photo and you just place the photo in the world, and you actually just create 3D objects in the world by just going, here's a photo of a box, and you just go boom, there's a box. So you basically solve puzzles by taking a photo of something you need and then applying the photo into like the world space, and go bang, I now have a box I can use. You can kind of like resize it and angle it, and amazing kind of concept, but that's unique. Like, it's kind of a platformer, but at the same time, that is so unique in the mechanic of taking photos to spawn stuff. Silk Song, I love Hollow Knight. I will get Silk Song eventually. Viewfinder is one of my main reasons for starting game dev. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, no, that guy. No, sick. Never had the pleasure of playing it. Oh, definitely, if you get the chance, pick up Viewfinder. It's a good puzzle. It fits into the puzzle genre because it's kind of like a puzzle platformer, I suppose, but it's niche in its own respect. Super niche underground game Silk Song, same game who made an estimated 140 million in revenue. Yeah, that had AAA devs kind of panicking, I think. Yeah, what do you mean they had a small team and hardly any budget? What do you mean there's no microtransactions? How did they make that much money? $140, what now? Yeah. Yeah, it's hugely successful. If you want pocket change, yeah. UI controls. Well, UI controls is there. So I could grab UI controls. If that's pocket change, then I'm broke. Yeah, if you kind of get onto a great idea, like they kind of worked off the success of Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was quite successful. There's quite a following for that. So then, boom, sequel. Same kind of formula, mildly improved, and just people just wanted it. So I'm not sued. I just typed the first number I saw after searching for it on my self-hosted game engine. That's fair. What, you don't have 140 million in your pocket at all times? Oh, that is amazing. Yeah. Nice. All search engine. I thought that was a search engine. Yeah. That's a really good game engine that you've made there. We can then use it to search the internet as well. I only have $4 from game revenue. That's $4 more than I have. That's pretty cool that you earn money from game dev. I would hope to earn a little bit from game dev. Yeah. After this, Lionheart plays, and the day's ended by Volbeat. I'm skipping that. That's fair. I don't mind a bit of Volbeat. I've seen him a few times now. One of my friends is aiming for 1,500 in revenue just to break even on the game. Wow. And Michelle, I come on up here. I have a whopping $0 from a single broken game I made for a game jam. Yeah, you do. That's fair. One of my friends is aiming for, oh yeah, so yeah, 1,500. If that's the costs involved, then yeah, you got to break even. Right, just gonna be right back, folks. It'll be a couple of minutes, so I'll be back with you. So don't go anywhere. I'll see you shortly. back. What have I missed? Making a replica of his title screen. It's almost done. Ooh. No, people are not that good. Michelle selling full rights to my uncopyrighted Game Jam game for 2K. Interest. A whopping $0, so you'll get your money back in no time. Trust. Don't have 2K available. Definitely would not. Trust. Got to ask Elon Musk. I'm saying the price, but okay. Donks. Welcome back, human. Thank you, Jeffrey. The only thing I found to mix it up bot. So this is a setting. It's I can't read all the way up this chat. It just disappears. Right. So we have grabbed UI controls. So in theory, when this starts up, it will pull that in. Go all the way down to the bottom now. So I don't need to be doing that. So if it's not null, options menu, projectile menu, turn to main menu. Private, void, and destroy. Yeah, I don't know why I would want to do that, AI. Let's do that. I'm sure it made sense in some context, but not here. Private void. Go to. It's not really a go to, is it? It's more of an open. Open options. Options menu. I found myself trying to make my code a lot more modular now, because getting it to work with the new meshes just really aren't going that smooth with whatever spaghetti and meatballs code I had. Oh no. Yeah, the good thing with making it modular as well, Bob, is you can test each module part. Like, I'm not sure if you can do unit testing in Godot, but you could write a small, or put together a small thing that will test that single modular. Like, you can just run a bit of code through it, pass it some variables, and if it works by itself, brilliant, you know that particular module works. The tricky thing is knowing that all the modules work in tandem. Never done a singular unit test ever I had to do them for my apprenticeship qualification. So you have to prove you can do unit testing. Like, cool, I can do unit testing. Not used them since. But I know how to do unit testing. But it's one of those things that the amount of time and effort you put into making a unit test, if your application is small enough, you might as well test it in the context of how you're going to use it. It does mean you have to go through the stages to get there, but it does mean you know it works in context. But like, I can't make it actually modular because there's a bunch of intertwined nonsense from way back when. It's like the Ethernet cables in the hospital server room. It's better just to replace it. Yeah, just rewrite it, swap it out. The next game idea, I want to make a modular. Yeah, but you've learned from that. You go, okay, I know what has been hard to work with, so next time I will break it down. But it's not as easy to do because you're keen to get making the game, but you kind of, if you do like a bit of pseudo code and go, well, you basically just do a load of boxes on a piece of paper and go, well, I need a module that does this, a module that does that, and it passes this data from that module to that module, and this is the result. And you kind of just write it as a small diagram of the data flowing and the actions, and then you go off and you write those actions. But that's kind of boring administration kind of work, and go, oh, I just don't want to be sitting drawing stuff on paper. I want to be making a game. But I'm going to try and do that beforehand, before I get going. I'm going to do like prototyping and stuff. But before I actually put together the full thing, I'm going to go, okay, once I learn how singular pieces work, I can then draw out a flow diagram of processes and make sure the code represents them. Also, by replacing, I mean rewriting every literal script. Sneak peek for my next game. You are very rich and can do anything. That's what I'm going to say. Oh. Is it Elon Musk simulator? Not more than just that. Okay. Show options menu. But like you said, diagrams, amazing idea. Tried it out me one time. It's why I self-host Excel Draw. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've had a look at Excel Draw. Never really used it for anything substantial though. But it looks a very cool thing to use. But yeah, I need to do stuff like that. Yeah, I'll be doing that on stream as well, I'd say. I'll be sitting here with like something open on the screen and just go, okay, I might even just get Excel Draw or something similar to it. I mean, we'll kind of plot out how certain elements and mechanics are going to work. Especially like the real-time collaboration. Oh yeah, that's a cool feature. Show projectile menu. See, the AI is learning. I was amazed the other day at work. So I use Visual Studio for work. I also use SQL Server Manager for managing the databases. And they both have Copilot. But it seemed to be working together on my kind of profile. So I wrote something in Visual Studio and had to go to the SQL Server Manager to write a counterpart that would get called back and forth between the C# code and the SQL code, and it just picked up what I'd written in Visual Studio in C# and then kind of made code suggestions in SQL Server Manager to go, well, it seems you've just written that in C#. This is probably what you want in SQL. I went, yeah, that's what I was after. So very impressed with that. So it is improving. It is certainly speeding up workflow. Just share a link, and whoever clicks the link can now see your whiteboard and write stuff, some draw stuff. Nice. Yeah, I like that with Google Documents, doing stuff like that. That sounds useful. It's basically useful, yeah. Yeah, it's freaky at the same time. I go, cool, that's exactly what I was going to write anyway. And you just hit tab to auto fill. I certainly wouldn't let it just go ahead and do stuff. I always read what it suggests and go, no, that's not what I wanted to type, and just kind of backspace it. But it is right half the time. There's an insane thunderstorm above me. It's nothing but flashes. Ooh. Technology is cool. It's amazing, but the companies behind it. Yeah, I don't like companies. Oh. Oh, I like this image, huh? Huh. Oh, wow. I like it. However bloated the abilities are marketed, it's just, yeah. So I feel sort of, AI is kind of overhyped, but as a little, basically I like Copilot because it's basically just a really smart Clippy, Microsoft Clippy. If you're from the 90s era of Microsoft Office. Now Clippy was a bit annoying, but with Copilot's basically better at suggesting stuff. We'll try a variety of colours and maybe some more foliage. Ooh. Of course it's missing people, I'm not sure I can do that, that's fair. But you have to go for now, see you next time. Okay, Michelle. Thank you for dropping the eye, and thank you for sharing your art as well. That's awesome. Clippy mentioned. Yeah, good old Clippy. It's got fond memories of Clippy, even if it's annoying. But that's the evolution of Microsoft AI assistant. So it goes from Clippy to Cortana to Copilot. But then Microsoft purchased Copilot from GitHub. So it's not a Microsoft developed product, but they saw Git had something awesome and they kind of bought Git and used their AI assistant. But it works. Vaguely remember a dog in the files of Windows XP. Am I remembering right? No, there was a dog. Basically, Clippy could be changed for a few different things. And a dog was one of the alternatives. But XP had a lot of little widgets little fun widgets and stuff. XP was a good OS for a lot of reasons. It was the last OS that was built on the 32-bit infrastructure, I think, that ran DOS natively. I think since XP, it emulates like a command terminal, so it doesn't actually run native DOS in Windows anymore. It just runs command terminal, which is not the same as DOS. So if you have any old DOS, any old computer games that required DOS libraries, they will only run on XP or earlier, unless you wrap it in a DOS box. Thunderstorm is so heavy it's like a stroboscope above my house. Oh wow. Black, white, black, white, black, white. Spare the filth from TV speakers. Magical. It's kind of like 4D effects, isn't it? Speaking of Windows XP, I have a laptop which used to run XP. Got water while running, which didn't fry the motherboard, but did corrupt XP. I set up a PXE boot server because I can't boot from USB. No, I did have an old laptop. I had XP on there. I managed to put I put like a light Ubuntu on there, I think, because I'm not like XP was too heavy for that kind of hardware, so I just found a Ubuntu Lite, I think it was, and boot it off XP, off a USB. It works. It's super quick. Like a machine that came pre-installed with XP runs super quick with Ubuntu Lite. Certainly brought a bit of life back into it. There's a website where you can find old applications, and when I ran XP VM, I downloaded a lot of games and apps from there. I remember DOSBox and played a game on DOSBox. Really cool, nice. Fondness for old systems, you know what? I do like old systems and old hardware. Like, there is some kind of charm to that. Like, I know retro PC gamers will maintain a Windows XP machine. Don't know why I said not gonna lie. That's fair. There's one of those kind of vocal things, isn't it? So it doesn't actually have any context in your speech, but it just seems to fit. Yeah, there's people out there I know that will maintain a Windows XP machine just to play old PC games in its original hardware, like keeping an old games console effectively. It just turns an XP machine into a games console. And they have libraries of full cardboard box games, which is something itself you don't really get anymore, or you don't get at all now. A PC game in a cardboard box. If Windows XP supported all these new applications, I would daily drive it, but here we are. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a modified kind of setup that emulates the whole thing, but It's never be quite the same. I know there's some Linux distros that try to emulate the feel of XP. Windows XP is just amazing. I found a hidden gem actually. Ooh. Right, we're going to test this this key binding now. Oh, that's not right. Right, there's an old PC, when I booted it and bypassed the login screen, after much trial and error, I found a games folder, and damn, I've never been hooked on old games like I was hooked that day. Oh, nice. That's a good find. Let's bring up the controller. So that works there. Projectiles. Weird, maybe because I was too bad XP was corrupted too. Ah, that's a shame. PC doesn't boot anymore for some reason. Don't know why. Oh, that is a shame. I'm always sad that computer hardware just kind of stops working. I always do what I can to keep it alive. I have 3 PC boxes that I acquired, just kind of sat. I want to kind of recondition them and get some use out of them, even if there's kind of servers. Don't you feel I've just had sex with a skeleton on stage? Fair enough. Sounds particularly metal, I suppose. From here, the ideal thing is if I pushed the A button, it should go play next, or the B button to go, I don't know, play next or play again. Yeah, because I'd like to have the control mapped so you could play the entire game with a controller and don't have to use your mouse. you can play the entire game with just a mouse. So I need to get it so you can play it with just a controller or just a keyboard. At the moment, you still need a mouse. So for play again and play next, maybe 3 reposts now. Nice. Maybe at this point, rather than turning the trebuchet, once this menu is active, it goes to left and right, actually highlights the play again, and the launch button actually selects it. So I could do something with that. Because if I still hit exit from here, I still go back to menu. So I need to kind of hijack the controls when these 2 buttons are highlighted on the screen. I need to actually hijack the trebuchet controls. Now, would it be too over-engineered if these buttons were actually in the 3D space and you had to throw a projectile at them? As in, there's 2 floating boxes and you have to throw a rock at play again or throw a rock at next level. Is that going to be too over-engineered rather than just going click next? No. That's awesome. Okay, we can give that a go. Right, so you can actually just throw the projectile at the button to continue to the next thing. So you basically don't leave the immersion unless you need to click the buttons on the right. Because I can quite easily go on collision, just run the code that's behind the buttons. So far, they have played 1 out of my 2 all-time favourite Creative Field songs. Nice. Hopefully they play the other one. Should we look at... should we see how we can do this? So it does mean effectively we don't want to hide. So these buttons here, the play again and next level, we only want them to be visible if these buttons down here are visible. Because these are on screen buttons. We kind of want to keep this bar on the side then, so this doesn't need to disappear. Let's have a look. Power meter. So we don't want that to ever disappear then, so power meter. Play UI? Because play UI is this. level end. There we go. So show your eye, hide your eye, play again. So we have the code here basically. So if we do a in-world kind of button, so to speak, object, what we're doing is basically running that function or running this function. That's a good thing of having it modular. It's just I just call that from wherever I need it. So where is the where's the power bar hidden? Power meter. Let's do a search. Power meter. There we go. So set all active. Game controls on top left. Been thinking of going full internet nomad, like truly giving the big corporation subscription giants the magical finger, and I could sure do it, but having a PC on constantly seems expensive. Yeah, it's pretty wise that is. Phone battery almost there. Gotta go now. Have a great rest of your stream. Have a great weekend. Bye, Soup Gang. Thank you, Lisa. Hope you have a good weekend. I shall see you on Monday. You guys are up for playing something like Minecraft or trying, or have a chat. Playing you have a favourite song now. Nice. Yeah, I hope you have a good weekend. Have a good rest. Hope your foot's getting better. Please enter credit card details for goodbye soup. Anyhow, good night indeed. 1111, please help me. So we never want the power meter to disappear. We could just do that. No. Okay, so it's literally only the play UI. Okay. Go save on this. What are we doing for time? Probably another 10 minutes at most. Okay, so we now have it so the power meter on the side stays there. So even after the level's completed, we can still kind of continue on. So we just need to put a couple of objects in world now. Don't think I have a grind session in me. I think when you go, I'm going to head to bed. That's fair enough. I was looking forward to some music in Godot, but yeah. Last 2 weeks did a toll on me. That's okay. Don't push yourself too hard. Always plenty of time. Set yourself some time in the next week or so to work on it. So okay, this time on this day I'm going to work on this. There's one thing I will need to fix though. We're going to put this in world. As if there should be a timeout of when the rock resets, but clearly it's not working here. So I will need to fix that. Ooh, it's getting quite warm, so I'll probably wrap the stream up anyway, because it's going to take a little bit more time to work on stuff. And I'll think about it off stream. I might do some work off stream. I don't know. See how I'm feeling. But yeah, I'm quite warm, and it's not going to be done tonight, unfortunately. I was hoping to put a demo out tonight, but then I realised there's actually more work to do than I was remembering. So we'll work on it next time. So thank you all for being here. I will be back on Monday. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll be back on Monday. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. Hope you have a good weekend. And I shall see you all on Monday. Yeah, I'm going to get some rest, and I hope you do too. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, MHL. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Lisa. It's always crazy how much you underestimate the amount of work. Yeah, like I thought it's like 99.9% done, and I remembered, crap, I was going to do that, wasn't I? I was going to do that. I'm going to do that. So yeah, so it works. The main thing, it works. But what I'm doing now is improving and polishing, and then I'll put a demo out. Good night, Mr. Junkie. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Yes, indeed. I'll see you then. And thank you for all the lurkers. I see your names in the chat there. I do appreciate you lurking. So yeah, until then, have a good weekend. I shall see you all on Monday. Have a good night all.